What's up, guys? This is Alex Chu coming at you with another episode. But this episode, I'm going to present you 3 videos of interesting first dates, interesting first date stories. Okay, you know, they dated somebody and it went wrong or it went horrible, or it was funny or something. 3 videos. Okay. But before I talk about these 3 videos, I'm going to tell you, my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small fingers. You become physically immortal. You don't age anymore. For example, I'm already 52. Look at my waist. See? Still very skinny, right? I don't have any beer belly or anything. If you go to my website, livemuchlonger.com, I have lots of testimonials from Amazon customers. Most of them give me 4-star, 5 stars. If you're interested, go to livemuchlonger.com, livemuchlonger.com. Link is at the bottom of this video. But anyway, here's 3 videos that I want to present you. And one thing good about my video reviews is that I don't say anything, okay? I'm going to give you the links. If you want to find these people, for example, if you see this video, oh, she's a cute girl, I want to date her. But, you know, a lot of these other video reviews, they don't give you the link. They don't tell you who this girl is, you know? Like, where do you find her? I always give you the link, okay? At the bottom of this video, you could find where I downloaded these videos, okay? Like on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, wherever. I'll give you the links, okay? But anyway, enjoy these videos.
A couple weeks ago, I had my first Hinge date with somebody, and it was kind of fucking crazy, so I'm gonna tell you about it. Typically, when I match with someone, I like to meet within like 48 hours because, like, I don't know, I just want to meet somebody in person. But I was on a work trip, so we were talking on the phone and texting for like a week and a half, and we got pretty comfy with each other, and we made plans for him to come see me. He lives like 2 hours away, so he drove to come and see me, and we had like a whole day planned, went to the gym, and then had dinner later. And he started to say that like he was having stomach issues, his head was hurting, like all these things were going on. And I was like, well, do you want to skip it? Like, what do you want to do? And he's like, well, we'll see what happens. So we're at dinner and everything's fine, and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And he comes back and he's like, I gotta be honest with you. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what's wrong? He's like, my nuts hurt bad. Like, something is wrong. So he's texting his friends because they're medics and giving him his symptoms, and he thinks he has something called testicular torsion, which is where like the nut wraps around itself, and after like 6 hours of no circulation, it's just done. It's a dead nut. So the only way to fix it is to get surgery. And there's a 6-hour time limit, like I said, and he lives 2 hours away, and he wanted to drive back to go to the hospital so he wasn't stuck where I live. And I was like, I just don't think that that's a good idea. So we leave the restaurant, and instead of going out, we go immediately to the emergency room, and he let me stay with him the whole time. So like while he was saying his symptoms and the doctor was in there, like I was there listening to everything, which was interesting, but it was also, I don't know, it was funny. I mean, we were pretty comfy, and it was a good date so far, so whatever. Yeah, they did an ultrasound on him, on his nutsack, and I was in the room for that. So I was literally looking at the inside of his sack on our first date. While the ultrasound tech was doing his ultrasound, I was Googling everything that she was typing, the measurements of whatever was going on the screen. And I told him, I was like, I don't think you have testicular torsion. I think this is what you have. So we're waiting for the doctor to come back in to give him the results of the ultrasound. And they come in and they say, this is what you have. And it turns out I was right. But we told all the nurses that was our first date. So that was funny. It was a good first date. But a lot of my girlfriends said, why would you do that? Why would you not just leave him and talk to him later?
Just went on a first date tonight, and I can't even comprehend what the fuck happened. I am left speechless. There is nothing that could have been more fucking crazy than what happened tonight. I need to give you some context. I matched with this girl on Hinge. Honestly, I'm so fucking done with dating apps. Waste of time, waste of energy, waste of fucking everything. Not a good experience. Alright? Anyways, so this lady messages me and she's like, Zogr, are you a sock, shoe person? Or are you a sock, shoe kind of person? And I'm like, hey, lady, Do you also think that pineapple belongs on pizza? Do you believe that avocado belongs on tomato and toast and all that shit? Who fucking cares? So we're messaging back and forth for a few days, and then she sends me a message saying like, hey, let's get off Hinge. Let's text each other. What's your number? And I'm like, hey, lady, here's my number. Feel free to text me as long as you're not a fake person. And she's like, yes, I will text you. Have no fear. I get a text from her, and I see that she has an Android. Now, red flag? Let me tell you why. I've been on a handful of dates, and if it's anything that I learned from being in the process of planning a date with somebody, people who use Androids could either A, have an Android, or B, literally use a texting app to catfish or try to scam people. So there's a pointer for any of you in the dating scene that fucking, be careful. We're texting for a little. She's like, hey, how is your week going? I'm like, my week is going great. What are you doing this weekend? Oh, just nothing, hanging out with friends and doing all this stuff. What are you doing? What about this weekend? What about that weekend? Yeah, all that conversation. We talked on the phone a couple times, and on the second call, she goes, hey, can I tell you something? I just want to be completely honest. And I'm like, yeah, of course. What's up? And she said, I've actually never been on a date before. And I said, okay, I respect that. Would you want to go on a date sometime? Maybe? With me? And she's like, yeah, I'd love to. There's this mini golfing place that I've wanted to check out. And in my mind, I was like, it's been a minute since I last went mini golfing. Maybe when I was like 12. So we made plans to go mini golfing tonight and then grab dinner after. 2 hours before we're supposed to meet up for mini golfing, she texted me. She was like, hey, is there any chance, I'm sorry if this is so weird, but my younger brother is pretty protective of me. Is there any chance that he can tag along for a date? I really hope you don't mind, but he's just really concerned about my safety. I'm like, sure, no problem, lady. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, more fun for us. So I show up to mini golf. I see her walking over, and I see her younger brother, who is definitely not her fucking brother. I see this guy who's 6'5". He has massive muscles, tribal tattoos, a fucking beard that looks damn near like Dumbledore. Bro's trying to be Dan Bilzerian or some shit. I'm like, there is no way. Ain't no way this is her brother. But it was nice. And I was like, hello, how you doing, man? How's it going? The whole date at mini golf was just awkward when I was sitting in with my thoughts. I'm like, I feel like this is secretly her boyfriend, or maybe it's just some guy friend that she wanted to bring with her just in case he could bail her out or she could bail him out. Or I don't fucking know. A lot of things are going through my mind at this point. So I focused on the date, wrapped up mini golf, and we went straight to dinner. We went to this diner for dinner because the two of them were craving chicken nuggets, fries, ketchup, mustard, salt, and pepper, all that shit. We order our food. We're having more small talk. Oh, what do you like? Do you like basketball? What sports do you like? Do you have any other siblings? Why are you so protective of each other? So we're talking for a bit, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. See you in a bit. As I come out of the bathroom, this is where it gets really fucking weird. As I'm walking back to our table, my Hinge date and her brother are sitting at the table next to each other so that their backs are facing where I'm walking to the table. And I notice my Hinge date, I repeat, my Hinge date, laying her head on her brother's shoulder. Weird to do that in public, but okay. But okay. As I continue to walk, I see my hinge date about to give this brother a peck on the lips. I'm like, there is no way that this is happening right now. But as I'm about to head and sit down at the table, she looks at me and she like pulls away. Dude, I don't know what this shit is. A part of me was thinking, dun, 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 Sweet Home Alabama. So I acted like I didn't see anything and just kept talking for a little bit longer. At this point, it's just three friends hanging out. There's an awkward silence, and I said, I gotta ask, how long you been together? And the guy says, 2.5 years. Oh, bye-bye, tata.
So this guy asked me on a date, and when I tell you he was hot, like, I mean he was hot. Tall, blue eyes, brown hair, literally exactly my type. So of course I said yes. I mean, I was excited. So anyways, he was like, let's go see a movie. And I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the same thing. Like, a movie on the first date, like, how we're supposed to get to know each other. Plus, that's kind of sketch, because we all know why boys want to go see movies with girls. But me being stupid, I was like, okay, sounds great. Plus, I mean, this guy was so cute, and he seemed like he was just my type. So I was honestly willing to do anything at this point. Fast forward, it's the day of the date, and I text him and I'm like, hey, are you picking me up or are we meeting there? Honestly, kind of hoping that he would pick me up, because I mean, like, that's what, you know, guys should do. And he responded and was like, no, like, you can just meet me there. So I got my car and I drove half an hour to the movie theater that he wanted to go to because it was closer to his house. And again, me being stupid. So I drive to the movie theater and I get there at 11:15 a.m., which was so weird. Like, we saw it in the morning. So I got there at 11:15 a.m., which is right when we said we were going to meet each other. So I'm just kind of sitting in my car in the parking lot, like, waiting for him to show up because I didn't know what kind of car he drove. About 15 minutes pass and there's still, like, no sign of this kid. So I text him, call him, no response. At this point, the movie is about to start and I'm still just waiting in this parking lot all by myself. I definitely should have just left, but like I said, this guy was really hot and I wasn't about to miss out. Finally, I get a text and it says, I'm running late, be there in 5 minutes. 15 minutes later, he finally shows up and the movie has already started. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, he looked like crap. Like, he looked like he literally had just rolled out of bed. We go into the movie theater and he has me pay for my own ticket, which was kind of a red flag. And we go into the movie and it's a 3-hour movie about cars. And luckily it was already about 20 minutes into the movie, so I didn't have to sit there for the full 3 hours. And like, I was clearly pissed off at this point, but this boy started to try to make moves on me in the movie theater. I was so not having it. So finally the movie ended and he like tried to hug me goodbye and I just dodged the hug, got in my car and never spoke to him again. But funny thing, he still tries to hit me up to this day.